Welcome back, everyone. My name is Chet. This here is Chet Chat, and we saw Thor Ragnarok. So Thor Ragnarok is part whatever of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is the third movie in the Thor line, and it is easily the best Thor movie out, and possibly the best Marvel movie of the year. Going into this, I didn't really have too many expectations because I don't really care about comic book movies that much, and also it is a Thor movie. I know the trailers, everybody's hyping up the trailers for like, oh, it's got this 70s vibe, whatever, this, that, and the other. I still wasn't really that excited about the movie. I didn't really care that much, and needless to say, I had low expectations. I guess that kind of affected how I felt about the movie throughout the whole film, and ultimately, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It's probably top 3 Marvel movies in my list, and I won't tell you that because I don't want to get people angry. So Thor Ragnarok is following up after a bunch of Marvel movies that you need to watch to understand what's going on here. Yeah, you definitely need to watch at least the Thor movies, which makes sense. You need to know about the Infinity Stones. You need to know about certain placements and certain hierarchies of certain characters and where they're supposed to be. And ultimately, this is not a standalone film. You have to have prior Marvel Cinematic Universe knowledge to enjoy this movie, I would say. It is funny standalone, but there's a lot of information that you're going to be missing. You're going to be like, why is this person not here? How is this person still here? Or what is going on in the universe and why is certain people in certain places? So as you can see from the trailer, Hulk is on a different planet. He's not on Earth. They explain that a little bit. You know, there's certain other things like that that you kind of need explained. One thing I'll say after watching actually the Red Letter Media review about Thor Ragnarok is that I didn't realize that the director, really hard name to say, I'll probably put it here or something. He actually directed a movie that I liked, I think 2 years ago, called The Wilderpeople. And that movie is great. I love that movie to death. So I guess it makes sense that I actually like Thor Ragnarok because that movie was great and this movie was very well done in my opinion. Story-wise, it's a very simple story. It's bad guy does bad thing and these people have to stop them. But the way how it's executed makes it so much more enjoyable. Throughout the movie, as I was watching it, there's a point in the movie where I just said to myself, I love this movie because it feels like a cartoon. And you know me, I don't read comic books, so I don't really know about the comic books, but I watched a lot of cartoons and I watched a lot of Marvel cartoons because that's what they had in the mornings and the weekdays. And when it gave me that vibe of being a live action cartoon, I was really enjoying myself. I was having a lot of fun watching the movie. And ultimately, that's what you want to do when you're watching one of these Marvel movies. It's not a cerebral movie. It's there to just have fun and it'll give you, you know, some emotional stuff. But at the end of the day, you want to have fun with this movie and you definitely get that. The comedy is through the roof in this movie. There's so much funny stuff, so many funny moments. I almost feel like there's more comedy than action in a sense. And when there is action, it's really good. It's really cool looking. It's not just, you know, blast, confusing cutscenes. The fight between Thor and the Hulk is actually really cool. And it's something that you would actually expect between two superpowered beings that would have a fight like this. And then that's not even the best fight in the movie, I would say. There are other good fights in the movie. There are other good fight scenes in the movie. And let's not forget about the star of the show, Jeff Goldblum. My man, Jeff Goldblum, was the main reason I wanted to watch this movie. And he was perfect. He was amazing. I felt like when they gave Jeff Goldblum the script, it just had a list of goals and accomplishments that he had to do within that scene. Because the lines were just so organic. It felt like he was just thinking of them on the spot. He's not even acting. He's just, Jeff Goldblum, you be Jeff Goldblum for this part and we'll record it. And it was perfect. The only problem with that is that you have this amazing side world with these amazing characters and it's not really the main part of the story. So you're not really supposed to focus on them. You're actually juggling between these two different stories of what Hela is doing, played by Cate Blanchett, who looks amazing in this movie for some reason, and what Thor is doing on another planet, Jeff Goldblum's planet. So the bouncing around is kind of jarring a little bit, but you need to know to get the story going and what's the motivation of the whole plot. And ultimately you are forced to leave this really entertaining part of the movie with Thor and Jeff Goldblum to watch Hela just, you know, execute her plans and deal with the civil war that's happening on Asgard. And those parts are not as fun, but is really important that you need to watch them. And Thor parts are really fun and amazing. I feel like that is enough to carry the movie, to carry the plot the Hela plot. There were parts where I felt like I was kind of bored, but ultimately that's like it's just a little bit. Like it's the smallest little nitpick, I would say. Just sometimes the pacing is a little off, but all in all, I felt like the movie was very, very enjoyable. A lot of fun. Again, one of my top 3 favorite Marvel movies of all time. I totally recommend Thor Ragnarok. Honestly, in this Marvel Cinematic world we're in now, because that's what blockbusters are these days, even if Thor Ragnarok was garbage, you have to watch it. Because if you want to watch any more Marvel movies, you need to know the information from Thor Ragnarok. It is actually really, really, really freaking important. There's a lot of important information in this movie that's going to carry over to the other Marvel movies, and I think this movie actually directly links to the Infinity War, and it actually says at the end of the movie, it's like, Thor will be in Infinity War, da-da-da-da-da. It's like obvious why. Yeah. As for stingers, I'll say there's one important stinger at the mid-credits section, and you could technically leave after that. But the final stinger is actually a comedic stinger. It's funny. And I feel like that's a good thing that Marvel is doing now. I hope they keep doing that, where the final stinger at the end of the credits is a funny thing. They did that with Spider-Man, and they're doing that with this one. And well, Deadpool kind of doesn't really count because it's Fox, but they did that too. They had a funny stinger in the ending. Don't force people to sit in a theater to get a really, really, really important piece of information. Just give them, the halfway mark. And then if they want to stay, you could, give them a little treat, a little funny joke. Yeah, funny joke. So that's it for this review. I definitely loved Thor Ragnarok. You definitely should go watch it. And if you liked this video, you could give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And if you really liked the video, you can go ahead and subscribe. I know I haven't been here for a while. I was lost, but I've been found. I've been redeemed. And I just, I'm gonna have more reviews for you guys. Gotta get back into the game and get into the action. Yeah. So that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next review, and cowabunga.